Hey everyone, Evan Melcher here. I have the honor to hop on and hit on how to become a Hall of Fame producer in your first year with Family First Life. So first of all, what is a Hall of Fame producer? $400,000 plus on your own personal pen in the calendar year. So what does that mean to me? Well, I mean, first of all, you need to go set a goal to hit it. And it's something that will keep you driven, motivated, and just keep you going towards setting the goal of hitting Hall of Fame. How do you get there though? The biggest thing for me is consistency. Consistency with my lead flow, but the biggest thing honestly is schedule. If you heard my schedule some days, you know, what I go through to get to where I've been on my personal pen, a lot of people just simply don't do it. They wouldn't do it. And I think what's craziest, what's so crazy about the business is anybody listening can make the decision to, starting today, make a multiple six-figure income within the next 12 months. It sounds crazy. And I mean, even thinking about it myself, I kind of get the chills because, you know, I came from comfortably, you know, making $30,000 to $40,000 a year. And very quickly in the business, I'm able to now deposit that in a month. And it's real. You know, I can show bank deposits to prove it. But I think that people get tripped up in their first 90 days, and you have to go into this with the correct mindset as far as taking the no's, keeping going, you know, just stay consistent again with your schedule. I just keep going back to the schedule. You know, when I look back at my journey, the first 90 days for me, I mean, it wasn't easy. You know, I was on the phones all day long on my dial days to get to the appointment count that I needed. I was getting an insane amount of no's in the home, which I still feel like I do. I just literally run more appointments than most people. But that beginning of your insurance career is so crucial, and that's where people fall off just because they simply mentally cannot handle what we do. So anyone can do this, but not really, because it takes the right person to step up and go do it. So anybody can make that decision, but not everyone's there right now. So as long as you can make that decision, it's something that we can really dive into, and we can have, you know, the success. When you start, I mean, in my shoes, I didn't have the capital to go out and spend $10,000 on leads to get the ball rolling. But what I did is I used what I had, worked really hard to get some capital built up so that I was able to consistently pour back into running, again, a very consistent schedule. So when I look back again at when I started, it was consistently 30 appointments every single week. What did I have to do to get there? Was it buy more leads than most people? Yeah, but if I'm buying leads on Monday or for Monday, it's all about getting that same amount of leads for Thursday. Regardless of how my Tuesday, Wednesday run days go, I need to get that lead flow again for Thursday so I can go, you know, Friday, Saturday, make up for it. People a lot of times have a bad couple of days and it knocks them out because they make excuses. They blame the leads, they blame the people, they blame the area, and they don't even give themselves another chance. Because I even today have bad weeks, and that's not uncommon, especially in the beginning. But if you're not giving yourself those reps, those chances, it's just not going to work. And when I think about mindset with becoming a Hall of Fame producer, I mean, I think of a very specific story of when I started in the business. I was running appointments strictly in my backyard. I was getting the same type of leads in my backyard, and I was just getting the crap kicked out of me. But I look back at it, and so much of it was here. I was beat before I even went out there and tried to get in a hold of these people that requested my help. Before I even picked up the phone to call these folks, I was making excuses. I was expecting to not have success, which, being assumptive in the sales aspect on the phone, being consistently assumptive is so important. And it's crazy. I actually went back within the last couple of weeks to that same area, ran the same type of leads, and, you know, in just a day, I sold more, it was like $7,000 or $8,000 of insurance, helped about 5 families in a day in that area off of, half the amount of leads that I'd ever ran there. It's just crazy how just the tweaks of the mind play such a big role. And, we jump into, I talked a little bit about schedule, and one thing that came to my mind again is, I'm here in Minneapolis. We had a sales training, and we're doing some recordings for trainings. And my weekend before this day here was, I drove 4 hours after my dial day, got to my hotel at 1 o'clock in the morning. I met with my first client at 8 a.m. My last appointment that day was at 7 p.m. Spent 2 nights in a hotel, drove on a Sunday, 6 hours. Got in at 10:30 p.m. to my hotel in Minneapolis. Woke up, training, today, Tuesday, recording trainings, and then it's back on the phone and rinse and repeat. And a lot of people just aren't willing to do that. And a lot of times, in a very nice way, I want to portray that as a Hall of Fame producer, we get more leads. And we just, again, in a very nice way, we genuinely just work more than most people. And if you can commit to that, you can literally change your financial situation, your family's financial situation in a year. Like, you put your head down, you sell $400,000 on your pen, you continue to do that, you build a business. The opportunity, what we have our hands on at Family First Life is just, it just gives me the chills even thinking about it sometimes. It's so powerful that people from anywhere in their lives, young, old, doesn't matter what you're doing previously, as long as you jump in and plug in and play and figure out what people are doing to have success, if it's get more leads, if it's do some travel trips, if it's work a little bit extra, run some appointments on a Sunday, instead of running from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., what if you ran from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on your run days? Little tweaks like that separate people that sell, $250 a year versus 400, 500,000. And obviously, whatever you're content with, but if you want to make the leap to be a top producer, to be a Hall of Fame producer, you got to get out there and you got to reach out. You got to reach out to people that are there and figure out what they're doing, figure out what you're not doing, really, and just do what they're doing. And I think it's important to find someone to replicate, someone to chase, no matter where you're at in your production. Don't be content, I think, is a big one. Don't be content where you're at. And if you hit your goal today, don't let you sleep in the next day and not push to get higher than the goal you already hit. I think specifically of a little funk I was just in, with my personal production. I like to run 5 days a week in the field. And I was thinking to myself, and I'm guilty, I said, okay, if I sell $3,000 a day, that's a $15,000 a week. I'm like so happy with that. And what happened to me was I was getting $3,000 by noon, and the rest of the day I turned off. And that's not how we should do it, right? And then I made a little bit of an adjustment, and then within the last week and a half, I've submitted $40,000. And that literally came from my mind mentally getting to my goal, and then setting a new one and continuing to grow it, not being content. And again, I think anybody can do this as long as you make the commitment, make the decision to say that I'm going to spend the next year of my life. If I got to cut out friends that are bad energy, if I got to dump my girlfriend, no, just kidding. But just make a commitment to really focus. And if you can do that, you can change your life in a very, very, very short amount of time. So those are my tips on how to become a Hall of Fame producer. We're all here to answer questions and help. And that's what makes our company so great. So thanks, guys.